Welcome back to New York City Gardener. I'm Nastasha. All right, so a few things I need to get done today. I want to do a little bit more work on my watering system. It is a pretty hot day today. It's early morning, but I'm actually already hot. So I want to make sure that they're all getting plenty of water, even the ones that still need to be repaired. The other thing I want to do is my fountain back there, I think is completely clogged with algae. I bought this algicide. Is that how you say it? Algicide? I don't know. But I bought that and I just put a few drops in there and it's pretty much cleared out now, which is great, but I think it just still needs like a little bit of a cleaning. So I want to work on that because that fountain is so beautiful and I hate that it's not working. I want to add a little bit of soil to my blueberries because I finally got my acidic soil. There was an issue with my Amazon. It took like 2 weeks to get here. So I finally got that. So now we can officially put the correct soil into my new blueberry plants. I still have all these tomatoes and basil and fennel that need to be repotted and put in their official homes. So I want to get that done today. And then I have a lot of seeds that I want to plant. So I'm going to be planting some beets, some carrots, and I want to get more of these dwarf sunflowers into my containers because these are so gorgeous. They just like light up the garden with their beautiful yellow heads. So I want to get a lot more of these planted. I remember last year just coming out here and seeing that giant pop of yellow. It just screams happy. So I think what I want to do this year is stagger the seeds more because it's called succession planting, where you're planting a little bit each week. So that way you don't just get all the blooms at once. You kind of, you get them a little bit here and a little bit there. So I have 2 that are already growing. Don't have flowers on them yet, but coming soon. So let's get going. First things first, let's work on the watering system. So this is pretty great. I have it set up to where this tube goes to that side and then this tube goes this way. And so that creates like a circular watering system around the terrace. This is one thing that we should definitely fix. Like, why is that dripping? Probably just the way the connection is, but I'm gonna have to wait for my partner because he's a lot stronger than me. This has a Wi-Fi system to it, but unfortunately that broke this year. So it doesn't work anymore, so I have to come out and turn it on. Not the end of the world, but it's all good. Let's take a look and see what's getting watered and what's not getting watered. First of all, the corn seeds are popping up. Look. Oh my God. I love it. So the watering, I think, is working pretty well here. I wish they came out a little bit further, but that's because, again, the tubing is too short. So I'm going to replace this tubing so like maybe one of these can come a little further out. What I've been doing is I'd let this go. I've been letting them go for 10 minutes and then I just come in and do a little bit extra watering here. But hey, they seem to be happy. Okay, I would say that one's doing pretty well considering the water pressure is not great, but I'm okay with it. It really is interesting because I'm noticing all of the containers that the crops are growing really well. Well, I noticed that the water system works pretty well in those. The containers that aren't really growing that much, like let's say this one in the back, the water's not really coming out that much. Like that plant should probably be bigger by now. And you can see how dry that soil is. So, but then this one, this is my blackberry bush. That soil looks pretty good. It still looks like semi-wet, so that must mean that it's working. So let's see if we can find it. Yep, look at that. Look how good that is coming out. That makes sense why this one is doing so well. And this is great because this thing almost died last year, so I'm grateful that it's coming back. So there's some that I still need to set up. Like I don't have one for this fennel container. I don't have it for these 3 tomatoes. So these I'm having to hand water. Say these all look pretty good. This one, yep, looks great. This one's pretty good. I kind of wish a little bit more water was coming out. So maybe I'll let it do that. Not bad, pretty good. This one's looking great, and that's awesome because I have 4 eggplant here and a tomato, which it definitely is too much for this 10-gallon grow bag. This one doesn't have, and so that makes sense why this looks like it's already starting to go to seed. So I'll need to hand water this. All right, this one is definitely not working. This is for my strawberry planter, and I think there's just not enough pressure come up and over, so I definitely have to water that every day. See how this one's doing, because I noticed how that is just like pouring out. Great, not bad. This is gonna be my cucumber, so we definitely need plenty of water coming out of here. Again, this tall strawberry, whoa, this is missing. What happened there? All right, well, we're definitely gonna need tubing for that. I don't know where that tubing is. This is like the main tube that goes around the whole perimeter that I showed you earlier. How it has 2 areas. So I have that tubing over there and it goes around the whole perimeter here, like this. And then it goes here, goes around the whole area and then back to the other side. And now that everything ran for 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and water everything that I either don't have an emitter in or I just don't think it's strong enough. So I don't have an emitter in this. I have a lot of things growing in here. I got a grapevine, a borage that I didn't really plant, but it just happened on its own. We have a Johnny Jump Up. We have some beets, a little bit of lettuce. This container is doing okay. This is my spinach. Some of it, you can see it's going to seed. This is a broccoli. I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough time to get the broccoli, but we're gonna keep it in there just to see. This one is the artichoke. I put the garlic chives in here a couple of videos ago. I think I actually want to take some of these out and put them in a different container. I think it's just too much going on in here. This planter, I believe, is getting enough water. However, I do have beans kind of in these corners, beans and butterfly pea seeds. So I'm gonna make sure they're just getting enough, the soil's staying moist enough for them so they'll germinate. I roughly know where I planted them, but look, you can already see, hopefully you can see that, the sprouts. That is the butterfly pea. Just making sure they have enough water to sprout. Yep, look at that, more beans. Very exciting. So these are pole beans and butterfly pea, and they will grow along this trellis. And then we have the peas. We've been harvesting them and eating them. They're looking really good. So these will probably be done in about a month or so, but we've been getting a very good harvest out of these guys. I wish I had planted more, honestly, but you know, you live and you learn. This is a planter that I know is not getting enough water, and look how obvious it is. So you have this planter versus that one. Why is that one so lush and this one's so empty? Same sunlight. A lot of it is the same plants in here, yet this one's struggling. It's because there's not enough water coming out of these emitters. So that still needs to be repaired. But yeah, this one looks great. I mean, the fact that the lettuce looks that good, you know, it's doing great. This one, we have the eggplants. Eggplants are doing fantastic. I'm just giving them a little extra water just to make sure that they're getting enough. Eggplants need a lot of water as well. This is goji berries, new plant I got this year. It's doing well. We have a little bit of a mite issue. Those little brown bumps, those are mites. The bumps are not mites. They're mites that are, I guess, damaging the leaf. So that's frustrating. This is my first year growing goji berries, so I didn't know that they were prone to some kind of mite. Now I do have the ladybugs, so the ladybugs I do see crawling on here, and they seem to be keeping a little bit under control. But I also read that a lot of it is underwatering, so that's another thing. This one does not have its own emitter, so I have to water it every day. It's another thing is maybe if it was more consistently moist, it wouldn't have the mites. Who knows? All right, I just noticed that this habanada pepper did not make it. So frustrating. So here's my game plan. This is so crowded over here. I'm gonna take this habanada out and I'm gonna transplant it. So a little risky, it's already pretty small, but it's just so crowded over here that maybe this will work. Just gonna pick it up, put it right here. Maybe that'll help also just the spacing so things aren't so crowded. This is the most important pepper I want to grow this year because my partner really loves these peppers since it has that habanero flavor without the heat. So maybe I'll start a couple more seeds because I only have this one and then I have this one, which is also pretty small. Maybe they just are slower growers. Anyway, just gotta keep trying. Last thing I did is I went ahead and took some of these clover leaves and I put that underneath this pepper just to create a little bit of a mulch situation. So hopefully that helps it, you know, not get its leaves too wet, but also keep the water in the soil. All right, let's get this correct soil into this blueberry plant. This is the new blueberry that I got this year. It's doing great. It's already a lot bigger than when I got it. I'll show you some old footage of that. But yeah, it looks really good. We even have some buds on it somewhere. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks great. And because I didn't have any acidic soil at the time, I just left like a little bit of space here so that I can add that. So let's just knock that out really quickly. Beautiful. Looks like regular soil, but it's more acidic. Yeah, you can see that it's like, it has a bit more bark. Looking good. This is just gonna be the container it's in for this year while it grows, and then next year it'll go into a bigger container. But that looks so much better. Now it's nice and full, has all the space to grow. I have another bachelor button plant here and I don't want these here. So let's go ahead and transplant it to where I want it to go. Very cool. Got this beautiful bachelor button. So let's get it moved over here, down here. And I already transplanted 2 of them. So let's get this one in the soil too. Yeah, it's starting to do what I want, which is to come up like that and act as like a border that connects our couch here and here. But I think that looks awesome. I actually kind of like they got really big in other containers and then now we're just transplanting them here. It's actually pretty cool. Gotta get this fountain done though. So I'm gonna pull this out just to make sure that I got all the weeds. Oh yeah, look at this sneaky little punk. He's like, oh, she doesn't see me back here. Put it over here. And then these are bachelor buttons. I'm okay with those being there. I really should take this tag off at some point. I don't know why I have the tag on it still. Okay, it's time. It's been over a year. Yeah, let's just give it a little light layer. I think the acidity is good on this plant, but my acidity meter, I don't think it works anymore. So probably should just get a new one so I can just double check it. Okay, that's good. I think I'll keep that for later. Let's repair this water fountain. All right, it was covered in algae all over these rocks. And once I put the algicide in there, I don't see any algae anymore. There's a little bit there. Probably just need a little bit more. What I probably should do is clean out the whole thing. But before I do that, I want to see if I can at least get this fixed, then maybe clean it out after. So here's what I think is happening. I think it's clogged in here. There's algae all inside this, which is the thing that pulls up the water. So let's get that cleaned out. Try pressure washing it first. I have some different settings on here. Yeah. Splashing in my face. Make sure it's not stuck in here. Okay, let's give that a test, see how it looks. All right, here we go as a test to see if the minimal effort will work. So I don't have to clean out the whole thing yet. Come on. Maybe it needs more water. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. It's not looking good. Should be flowing already. So I just was trying to play with it, see if I could take something off, and look at all that stuck in there. Yeah, so I think we have more cleaning to do. Ooh, that looks like a good sign. When I do this, it sprays out. Ooh, that must have been what was wrong. Kind of feels good, I gotta be honest. It's like some kind of filter. All right, I think we're good now. I think that looks a lot better. This looks good. Do it. Oh my God. Okay, now it's too much. Okay, now it's going everywhere. Hey, it's working. So yeah, I think I need to put on a different setting. Literally watering the couch. But doesn't that look cool though? I gotta say, that looks really cool if we didn't have a couch there. So this is so cool. Like, I really love it. I love the height. I love that it's wide. I think this could be really cool in a pool or if you had a bigger fountain, but that is so neat. I love how it's spinning in the wind. But again, this isn't gonna work because the couch is just getting drenched. So there's a lot of different settings that come with this. Also, you can see when I'm blocking the sun, it calms down a little bit. And then when I unblock the sun, it's a little bit stronger. Let's try this one. It's cool. Yeah, let's go with this one because the height is cute. It's staying inside the container. So I'm gonna stick with that one for now. That's gonna be the final for now, and then I can always like play around with these later. Now the bachelor button I just planted is falling over because doesn't have any stability with its root system. So I'm gonna go ahead and stake this one up too. Yeah, there we go. Kind of wish I had another one here because we kind of have 4 now. So maybe there's one in the garden I can find a transplant. There it is. I've been thinking about transplanting this one anyway. This is chamomile, and this is also where all my peppers are growing, so I wanted to get this one out anyway. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here without stressing it out too much, which I'm sure it's gonna be stressed. All right, hang in there, buddy. All right, here we are. It's gonna be so beautiful over here, and it's gonna love it over here. It's gonna have all this beautiful water flowing. Find a space for it and get it right in there. I have a feeling I'm probably gonna need to stake this too. This is exactly how I wanted this to look, and oh my God, it's finally happening. Try to hide it here if I can. Like, gardening takes such patience. It's one of the things that's really taught me is just being patient because I feel like good things in life are worth the wait. This is an example. And I can't believe how perfectly it worked out because I didn't even plan to do this. I didn't plan for this to be 2 different colors and then 2 different colors. This is really cool. That looks so good. Oh my God, I'm so happy and grateful for how good this looks. I'll also put in the description the algicide that I used because I should have taken a before and after because this was covered in algae and I've already cleaned it out probably twice. So this is my 3rd time and I was like, what is going on? And so did a little research, found this algicide and that cleared it up. Really, I probably should do another deep clean of it, but it's working. So right now it looks good, it's working. I'm just gonna, okay, let's get some seeds planted. Definitely wanna plant more sunflowers today so I can have that succession of sunflowers throughout the season. We're gonna do some carrots and some beets that we'll be able to harvest in the fall. This is shiso. So this is a kind of a mint type plant that my partner likes to use. So I'm gonna plant that in this little tiny container. We're gonna plant a few more beans in there with the cucumbers. And I want to also plant some more cilantro and then some fennel. I have 3 different types of fennel and this is the only one that didn't germinate. So I'm gonna try it again. These are my 2 fennel. I have this one here. I forget the names of them at the moment, but I could put them on the screen. These are the ones that didn't germinate. So I'm gonna put those in here and we'll see if we get more fennel. Just added a couple more seeds just as an experiment. But my partner likes using the fronds. So worst case scenario, even if we only get fennel fronds, he loves using those. So that's awesome. So I put in a few slow bolt cilantro in here and in here, because those are very short crops, so they're not gonna take up a ton of space. I added a dwarf sunflower back there. It's a little crowded, but I think once we get all this stuff harvested, it'll have some space there. Another dwarf sunflower back there in that little space. Put one down here in this corner. Add another one in the back corner. This container, you can see it has basically nothing growing in it. So I put one in the back, and then I also planted white beets and rainbow carrots. These are not really warm weather crops, so it's just gonna be an experiment to see how they do. With this container, I had a zucchini in it last year, and so I'm really just trying to give this container a break. I also have leeks in here, so, just trying things out. I put another sunflower seed in the back there. I planted another dwarf sunflower back here, planted one down here, planted another one back here because I had already put a seed there a while ago and it didn't sprout, so just put another one. These sunflowers are already sprouting, very good. And then I also planted the shiso in here because, we don't need a ton of it, so I just used some really old soil. This is soil that I'd grown tons of things in, and so it's just kind of like, let's just use some old crappy soil because the mint family crops can handle crappy soil. And I just thought this was kind of a cool pot. I got it from one of the trees that I bought. So I thought it was kind of a cool, tall plant. So I've just put that in there. I think that's enough for today. I had to stop earlier because my phone got so hot. So it's going to be a nice hot day today, but I think that's enough for me. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.